Yo, welcome to the show. Welcome to another episode of the Charlie Newhart Show. Like and subscribe if you like real content. If not, just get off. Yeah, it's a lot happening in the world right now. This is July 3rd, day before the 4th. And you know your man's Rick Ross had a little issue out there in Canada. Everybody's talking about it. It's amazing what we talk about in this world, what we think is important. Everybody's like, Drake Scoons did such and such in Toronto. Okay, first of all, it was in Vancouver, which is not Toronto. It's unreal. So you know what? Since people are so concerned about what's happening in the lives of other people, it's almost like a distraction. We're so concerned about what's happening in the lives of other people instead of working on our own lives or checking on a loved one. Or when's the last time you just popped in on an elderly loved one to see how they was doing? But you got time to repost some stuff about Rick Ross. Like you surprised. You know, when last year in Detroit on 8 Mile, there's a Chase Bank ATM by 8 Mile in Southfield. And I saw something I've never seen before. Standing outside, so the armor truck people was exchanging and doing whatever they was doing at the ATM at 8 Mile in Southfield, right? Standing outside was an armed security guard with an automatic weapon in his hand in broad daylight and a bulletproof vest, just staring at everybody that drove by. And if Chase Bank does this for ATMs, I don't understand why, like, rappers and entertainers don't do that while they out and about. Like, the threat of somebody standing outside. Okay, so I get it. If there's legalities and laws involved, whatever. But just the threat of somebody standing outside with an AR or armed guard, that shows protection. Especially as much trash as somebody talks on the internet, while you out and about, there's this video of a Detroit rapper on the freeway, and this car is trying to get close to him and video him. And as soon as the car gets closer, a Dodge Ram pulls up and all the windows come down and everybody puts hammers out of the window. Like, what's going on here? So that's kind of the way to move. And I'm pretty sure y'all heard Brick Baby's story about how him and his associates planned on relieving Jeezy of that jewelry in the club. And as soon as they got close, everybody approached them with hammers in the club. He said, "I never seen so many sticks in the club at the same time." If I'm talking greasy on songs, in videos, when I'm out in public, I'm moving accordingly. That's it. So that's all it is. The bank, a Chase Bank on 8 Mile, my man was standing out there with a ski mask on and a hammer, ready to engage at any time. But since that's what we're talking about, because it's like, we care so much about the lives of other people and what they're doing so that we don't have to look at ourselves, because our lives must be so boring. Clearly, they have greater lives than us. So why don't I just give you a take? Give my take on what's going on in the news right now, since everyone cares so much about it. Our current president, I don't know if you saw the debate. His inability to put words together is unreal. You know what I want? When he's out of office, because he's clearly gone. I don't know what he's fighting for, but he's out. Whoever gets in office next, bring back the dislike button on YouTube, please. He got so many dislikes that the button was removed. I really would love to have conversations with anybody that vote. Now, let me be honest. I didn't vote for anybody in this last I know my ancestors would be upset. Like, you didn't vote? You know how, man, your ancestors would be, Charlie. I didn't vote for anybody this last time around. I voted for Obama in '08 and immediately regretted it when I realized that he cared more about a certain community than for black folks. So, I don't know. I think I got jaded after that. Like, I can't believe I voted for this clown when all he wanted to do was paint the White House in rainbow colors and make it okay for men to use the women's bathroom. That's who I voted for in '08. Like, man, my man did not care nothing about spades at all. But whatever. I'd love to have conversations with people who actually voted for my mans, who did not have the ability to put a sentence together even before he was elected. And if you look up the '94 crime bill, look up who's. So if we're talking about who's racist, who's whatever, the '94 crime bill is what sparked mass incarceration. Look who signed that. Y'all do the work. I ain't even gonna say no names. Look who. Research who were the people responsible for the '94 crime bill. All right, so what's in the news? What is this? Jamie Foxx shares details about health crisis that left him gone for 20 days. Jamie Foxx says he had a headache and took an Advil. Okay. All right. That's what's going on in the news. What do y'all think? Is that true or what? I don't even know Jamie Foxx like that, but maybe that is true. God, please help him. You know, that's what's happening in the news. This is the stuff I want. I don't watch the news. I don't consume the news, but I'm gonna give my commentary on what y'all be watching on a regular basis. If you don't want to confront yourself and work on yourself, you're watching the news because it makes you feel good, I guess. City of Atlanta approves $2 million settlement for students tased by police during the George Floyd protests. All right. $2 million. They got tased. $2 million. I get tased for $2 million. Would you get tased in the privates? Would you get tased in the privates for $2 million? Electroshock therapy on your kit. Would you do that? Let's see what's happening in the U.S. I can't say some of these because some of the words will get me flagged here on YT. So let's skip over some of these. Florida prosecutors knew that Epstein took advantage of some young ladies 2 years before they cut him a deal. Come on, are we surprised? Do you know that the elite performs weird things on islands? They had all the names blocked out on the paperwork. Come on, man. Let's be real. Mother of Chicago woman missing in the Bahamas pleads with U.S. government for help. I can't believe this stuff that's on the news. This is so boring, man. McDonald's shortens breakfast time in Australia as bird flu causes egg shortage. Man, I don't even know how much longer I can stomach any of this. This is ridiculous, man. Several shark species are facing extinction. Here's how you can help. Who cares? Who cares about sharks fading? There's black men that are being unalived and fading on a regular basis. Why do we care about what's happening with sharks? Exonerated man opens food truck, serves free meals after 48 years in prison. There we go. I like that. 81-year-old woman sentenced to life in prison. Why? Let's check this out. Cold case. She's in a wheelchair. Mary Jo Bailey. in Polk County in almost 40 years of murder case. Mary Jo Bailey sentenced to life for 1985. Mary Jo Bailey was charged with first-degree murder in the 1985 death of Yvonne Minky. The judge said he had little or no discretion about the sentencing. This was almost 40 years. The criminal complaint detailed how Bailey and Minky were dating the same man at the same time. On the morning of December 12, 1985, Minky told her daughter she was going outside to warm up her car before work. Wow. Evidence in the case included boot prints in the snow. Why does talking about that make you feel more? Because I feel the caller was the person who murdered. Wow. So this lady, back in 85, murdered a woman who was dating the person that she was dating. She's in a wheelchair. She's sentenced to life in prison. How much longer she got? She's 80-something, man. Was she going to be locked up for 2 years? She got away from... Look, I talked about this on another podcast. I feel like people are good or evil. You good or you evil. There ain't no in between. And I feel like if you're evil, unless God gets a hold of you, you have a real heart change and the Holy Spirit changes you, you evil forever. Good and evil. Right, wrong. There ain't no in between. This lady committed this heinous act in 85 for somebody that she was talking to, who probably ain't even talking to her no more. He probably looking at her like, you did that for me, and now you getting ready to do life in prison. Love is such a strong emotion, but it can switch to anger and hate and betrayal at the drop of a hat. But if you're an evil person at the core, you misinterpret the things that happen in your life. I'm not upset about anybody that has left my life at all. Like, God is in control. If Psalms 24 says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they who dwell therein. And Psalm 75 says that promotion comes from God. He sets down one and elevates another. So I'm really concerned about people who raise a fuss about people who left their lives or left an organization or left certain, like, who cares? If there's no help coming, there's no help needed. If somebody leaves your life and God's always in control, why are you so upset about who left? I'm never upset about who left. I'm never holding a grudge about somebody who left my life or left. Like, I've had production companies where I've done projects, theater, live shows, TV shows, films. Everybody don't always go with you to the next level. Everybody don't always stay. So for me to be upset about someone who leaves, like, and that's their own personal choice, that's kind of weird. Never upset. And honestly, I don't even hold grudges, nor can I recall every single person who's left my life or who's left an organization that I was a part of, who left people have their own free will. A great leader. You need to read the book, Leaders Eat Last. Forgot the author's name. Who cares who leaves your life, man? Who cares who leaves something you put together? Who cares? People got their own free will. All I hope is that the time you were around me, that I was memorable enough for you to take something on to the next level and maybe bless somebody else. But everybody around me ain't got to stay around me. You know what I'm saying? I love my kids, but they don't have to call me every day. My adult kids, I'm praying for you. You know how I give to the people who are around me or not around me? I'm praying for you constantly. That's what I'm giving. So if anybody goes out and says, you know, Charlie don't talk to me no more, or Charlie's not involved and blah, 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 I may be involved by just praying for you or maybe even sending you some money every now and then, but I ain't got to talk to you every day. Our relationship, like, some relationships are seasonal. Do y'all understand that? Everybody that's in your life may not be meant to be in your life until your deathbed, man. Look at this lady, Mary Jo Bailey. She killed the dude. She killed a lady, and the dude that she probably killed the lady for ain't even around no more. Everybody's not in your life forever. There are some people that's seasonal. You got to allow people to be seasonal, man. Allow people to make choices. It's narcissistic and weird to want people to be around you or be under you all the time. Listen, I can give to you in prayer, good thoughts, maybe some money every now and then popping up, but sometimes the relationship all relationships don't last forever. And I'm fine with that. And you should be fine with that. We learn what we need to learn, and sometimes we move on. Or sometimes we move on, and then the Holy Spirit says it's time to circle back now. It's almost like a river. That's why I'm really concerned about people who gatekeep and don't want to tell you about opportunities. They don't understand how God works. Psalm 75 says promotion comes from God. It's a river. It's not a pie. It's not, if I tell you something, I ain't gonna get on game, or, if I give you this opportunity, I'm not going to get one. I got to always make sure that I manage myself to be above you. It's a river. It's a river. It's weird. Sometimes with people, there's this script that's taking place behind the scenes that they may have in their head that you don't have in yours. But in their head, they're always trying to keep you under them to a certain degree. I can't give them too much opportunities. I can't give them too much conversation. They have to stay under me. It's almost a hierarchical system. That's kind of like what the United States is. The United States and even India both have such a hierarch system. It's here, I got to crap on you in order to maintain what I have. And I got to keep you there in that spot. It's a lot of people that do that in entertainment, even the nepotism in the league. Like, come on, let's be real. It's 100,000 players, 10 times better than Bronny James. 10 times. Dennis Rodman's son. It's a bunch of players sitting on benches of NBA teams, 10,000 times better than Bronny, but don't have the opportunity. So what came into play? Was it nepotism? Of course it was, man. Was it, the Lakers wanting LeBron to have his way for his golden years in the NBA? Of course it was. And not only that, why would JJ Redick, and I firmly believe this, that he pushed and helped JJ Redick to get this job, having no coaching experience whatsoever. Professional NBA player, true, and it's 1,000 NBA podcasts now, you know what I'm saying? No coaching experience at all for this white man, JJ Redick, but LeBron can't fight to get Mark Jackson a job. Why wouldn't you get Mark Jackson a job for the LA Lakers? He assembled one of the greatest backcourts in NBA history with the Golden State Warriors. But you push for JJ Redick to get a job? It's nepotism at its finest, man. But the other side of it is I'm a father. And I love seeing, it's going to be great for ticket sales. It's going to be great for views. A father and son on the NBA team. I would love to see that. That's got to be a great feeling. So from a father standpoint, that's great. From a, sports guy standpoint, come on, man. What is your man really going to do? I stand behind. I ain't apologizing or backing off nothing that I'm saying, man. He is never going to be a top tier NBA player, in my opinion. Never. They saying he's 6'2", which means he's really 6 feet. He can jump out the gym, but he's a role player. He's passing the ball. What is one thing that he can do incredibly well? You think most small guards, there's one thing they can do really well. Steph Curry's small, but the one thing he can do really well is shoot the blood out the ball. You know he can. You know he can shoot. You know he changed the game. As a small guard, we'll see. Mac McClung can jump out the gym. And that was a white boy who, he had all them viral videos growing up, and then he had a chance with the Lakers and I think Orlando or whoever, can jump out the gym the same way. But he's small. 5'11", maybe 6 feet, probably the actual height that Bronny is. We don't hear about dog. He's in the D League. That's where your man should be. But the ticket sales and the views is going to be off the chain. So from the father standpoint, I get it. But, man, come on, man. What else is going on in the news? Let's see. Dozens of schools reject arming teachers. Oh, this is pretty dope. Dozens of schools reject arming teachers. So they don't think teachers should be armed. Teachers in a survey of 106 districts. I think you should arm teachers, man. 40 said no, 41 had not discussed, 2 said no comment. What y'all think? You think teachers should be armed? I don't see nothing wrong with it. Somebody coming to school acting up, they should be dealt with. Look, I took my kids to a trampoline park, and it was armed guards walking around that boy. Loaded, ready. Bulletproof vests. I'm like, man, what the hell? They was ready. So I don't see why it would be such an issue to let teachers get strapped up. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think? Don't even matter what y'all think or not. What's going on in the world of entertainment? Did y'all see the BET Awards where Donald Glover got up and he made a statement why he wasn't recognized? Taraji Henson, Will Smith did a gospel performance like Kanye. You know, listen, BET has been owned by white people for 20 years, man. I don't watch BET. Who watches BET right now? You probably watched the awards, but you had to be thoroughly disappointed. I didn't watch the awards. Because y'all love what be happening in the lives of entertainers. So let's go entertainment news. Let's see what happened. Here we go. Let's go to some E-News. Celebrities, man. We're so intrigued by what happens in the lives of celebrities. All right. Who's this? JoJo Siwa curses out fans after getting booed at NYC Pride. JoJo Siwa started off doing like gymnastic videos and stuff like that for young girls when she was maybe 12 or 13. Then her hairline started to go back incredibly far because of the ponytail. And the further her hairline went back, the more and more she started pushing the rainbow agenda. And now she's just fully chewing on it. And she gets cursed out booed at a NYC Pride event, and she cussed everybody out. If we can get her some Bosley, some hairline repair, that would probably assist her. Oh my God, what is this, man? Just think about all the young girls who was influenced by JoJo Siwa. And now she's on the other side. What's that saying? What else is going on here in the news? In E-News, because we care about celebrities. Ice Spice, who can't rap, and is a celebrity plant. Who cares about Ice Spice? I don't want to give her no airplay. JoJo Siwa, Luke Bryan. What do you guys really want the juice on? Who is this? The real reason Nick Cannon insured his kit for $10 million? Come on, man. Father of 12, Nick Cannon explained why he insured his balls for $10 million. Oh, man. I'm crying. Shout out to Miss. Did my man get his kit? Man. Dog, I can't even believe I repeated that, man. There's so much trash going on. What are we being forced to ignore by looking at this? Sports, entertainment, all this. What are we being forced to ignore? You know what I'm saying? Ashanti and Nelly's having a shorty. All right. Complete the Americana. Christian boy fans are convinced Travis Kelce surprised Taylor Swift at her Dublin show. Oh, that's sweet. 50 Shades of Grey. Look, I can't consume any more of this. I'm already fried. Matthew 6:33 says to seek the kingdom first and God will add all the things. Right? Sometimes we spend so much time inputting what's going on in the world that we don't spend quiet time with ourselves, quiet time with God. My suggestion to you is, okay, enjoy the family. 4th of July is coming up. All right? Enjoy the fam. Have a good time. Right? Somewhere in that time frame, can I give y'all some suggestions? When you're sitting around the table, get ready to eat, ask everybody to go around the table and ask everybody to say 3 things they're thankful for.
Jeff Productions.
So what did you think of the art show?
I hated it. You know I can't stand coming to these things, man. I want to support you and your friend. I'm trying to, but it was weird. The vibe is weird. Everybody in there. This art party that your friend is throwing is weird.
You never want to support me and my friends.
I'm trying. I'm really trying, but your friends is weird. Some of them missing their side teeth. There's a bunch of fat people in there, man. They should have a scale in the front. What's the weight capacity of this place? I'm tired of coming to these weird events that you want to throw. Your friends is throwing. But not only that, that sculpture in the middle of the party, I promise you that was a sculpture of my penis.
No, it was not.
How does this artist, Sandy, know what my penis looks like?
He wouldn't. He's been working on that piece for months now.
On that piece? You need to call him, because I promise you that was my penis.
Okay, let me call him.
Weird friends, man. That was my penis. This is Sandy Womack.
Hey, Sandy. Yeah. I loved the show, but my man said he didn't like it. He said that the sculpture that you had was his penis.
We'll let Charlie know that that's my penis. But from what you've told me, Charlie has a similar penis. You love us both, right? Let Charlie know we're penis twins, all right? Take care.
Okay, bye. So, the sculpture was his penis, and I guess you guys are penis twins.
See, that's why I'm messing with your friends. I'm gone.
Freestyling, July 3rd. I had a conversation with my mom that brought me to tears. She was telling me about how, you know, her parents had a different type of relationship than her and my father have. You know, she said, I saw a few things growing up and blah, blah, blah. And she said, what changed your granddaddy is when you was born. I was like, he already had grandkids before I was born. She said, yeah, but, you know, he really wasn't like in their life like that, because that was by, you know, my grandfather had a son before he got married. So I don't, you know, the relationship was whatever. I think in later years it got a lot better. But early on, he didn't really have the best relationship with his son and his grandkids. So my mom said, when you was born, you brought so much love to the house, to their house, and to him, and it changed him, you and your brother. And man, I'm getting emotional just talking about it now. And when I look at the pictures, I look at, like, I'm looking at a picture right now on my wall, my brother sitting on my granddad's lap, and I'm in the middle of everybody. I got my arms stretched, kind of like, but she was just like, yeah, you and your brother, y'all, you know, it's like, just change the relationship. Because I got an older cousin from my mom's older brother, but they lived out of state. So it's like I was at my grandparents' house all the time. There's a picture of me on my Instagram page of me standing on the porch with my mom. She's pregnant with my brother. But she was like, y'all loved him so much that it changed him. So, you know, I'm just saying that to say, man, love can change so many different things and change people. But family is so important. It's family and love and real love and community is way more important than the stuff that we read on the news. I couldn't even get through that. I couldn't even get through the news. It's important to be aware of what's going on around you to a certain extent. But when we putting that above loving on our family members and connecting for community, that's what I'm excited about for 4th of July is. Like, you know, I make certain choices to have a great quality of life for me and my kids. I could work 6-7 days a week and be gone all the time. But, you know, I work a few days a week, and then the rest of the time, gratefully, I just booked another commercial. I'm doing a furniture commercial next week. So I'm fighting with two hands. I got my hands in a few things, but mostly I'm trying to keep my schedule free to spend time with my children. Family's important. I got a little 6-month-old boy now. He's half black. He's half Arab. It's hilarious how people stare at him when we out in public and they look at me. They're so confused. They're so confused. Like, that's a cute baby. They have so many questions because we are so concerned in this country specifically about race and placing people. We are the only country, well, one of the only countries, there's a few that do this, but we're the main one that places people based on looks. Like I said in the previous episode, there's no black people in Africa. Just, you know, you're Congolese or you're Nigerian or, you know, there's nations, tribes. There's no black people in Africa. Black, white, red, brown people, that only happened here in America. To be placed in a category based on how you look. It's unreal. But you see that now, that whole system, when you walk out, like my mom talked about how when she was, when me and my brother was younger, because my brother is a lot lighter than me. And my mom's this beautiful chocolate woman. And when she was out in public with me and my brother, people would be looking at her like, whose kids are these? These your kids? And now I'm starting to feel the same way when I'm out with my son. People looking at me like super high yellow curly haired. They want to ask, like, and one lady asked me, whose baby? It was a black lady. Whose baby you got? I was like, this is my baby.
Hi. Pierre?
Yeah.
Hi.
Right there. Wait right there. I'm in an energy bubble, so I can't touch you. But thank you for being here.
Oh, hi. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for agreeing to work with me.
Yep.
I've been wanting to work with you for so long. I love your work. Listen, I know that like that $5,000 fee, a little bit hard to take, but I really. And
This is my videographer.
Okay.
He's nameless. Don't wave at him. Don't talk to him.
Okay.
Only I talk to him. Don't wave at him. He's nobody.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what you got. Can you wait? First of all, can you be the light?
Yes. Yes, I can be the light.
Literally, can you be the light?
I can.
Okay, what is that?
Oh, this is my first sequence. Is that
Sequence. Do you know what you're doing?
I do, yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's get one more time. And action.
Here.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be behind the camera?
My camera's on automatic. It's a $2 million camera. Don't ask questions, okay? Just do what I ask you to do.
Okay, again.
Jesus
You don't
Christ.
have to be rude. You're kind of, I don't.
I gotta start vetting people. Jesus Christ. Where's my assistant? Do you know what you're doing?
I do know what I'm doing. I'm not sure you know what you're doing.
You're on the Starfleet from Star Trek, and the ship is starting to waver, and you start to slide and moonwalk into a bowl of almond milk. Can you do that? Let's see. How's that look? How's that feel? Expired almond milk all over your body.
Hey, this is getting a little bit weird.
This whole exchange is getting me excited.
Hey.
You don't mind if I take my shirt off, do you? Don't care if you do
It's
mind.
definitely not what I signed up for.
All right, you're a werewolf, okay?
A
You're a
werewolf,
werewolf, and you see the
okay.
moon for the first time. Can you
All
howl at
right,
the moon?
this is how you're.
Good. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
You got on makeup?
I
see.
like
He gets
really.
like that.
Let's see.
I don't.
He gets very excited.
I can see.
That's not what I'm paying you for.
Oh, sorry.
You do what I ask you to do.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take my pants off because I'm getting excited.
Oh wow. Okay.
In a yoga studio and someone farts. How's that smell?
Okay. This is not what I signed up
What do you
for
mean?
at all. I mean, this is just weird, bro. This is just really real. I mean, I know you're creative, but this
You know what?
I
Get
can't
out of the
even
way.
like.
Just leave.
What?
I don't like what you're doing. I don't like it. Just leave. Oh my
Okay,
God.
more clothes are coming. Okay, well,
Get out
I
of
want
the way.
my money back.
What money?
I want my money
There's
back.
no deposits.
Oh, come on. No,
No refunds.
I want my money back.
No refunds.
Okay.
Move. You're blocking the camera.
Oh, sorry.
You're an asshole.
All right, and we're back. My mom just talks about how, you know, she's had a hard time in this world explaining that these kids are mine because we qualify on race or looks, and we created this whole system of white, black, brown, yellow, and you're in this category, and, you know, so I don't know. It's whatever. It's love. It's all love. I love my son. I love all my kids. You know what I'm saying? And my point is just in this season, we should be pouring into our families. Okay, we all know there's certain factors we know are real. Inflation is real. Stuff is high. I spent $300 in the grocery store today, $200 in the grocery store 2 days ago, $500 this week in the grocery store alone. Bought my kids some clothes, another $200. You know what I'm saying? That's $700. We know everything is high right now. Okay, but what can we control? We can control ourselves. We can spend time with family, with loved ones. You know, everybody's feeling this tension. That's why you feel it when you're out on the road. You feel it when you're interacting with people. There's this tension about how high things are. But what can we control? We could pray about it. We could ask God for help. We could team up. I know a bunch of people that's, you know what I'm saying, it's a bunch of people living in one house to cut down on certain bills. I mean, I did that in California for years. I had roommates. Now I'm done with roommates. Now I live by myself. You know what I'm saying? My kids visit 50-50 custody. But, you know, if you find yourself in a tough situation, maybe that's a discussion to have. How can you weather the storm of inflation and high costs? Maybe you move in with family. You know, I know a lot of women who post a lot of great stuff on Instagram that they're traveling the world and they live at home with their parents. 45 years old. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't think you should be telling the world you're living one lifestyle when really you know what I'm saying, you're at the crib with your parents. But if that's what you got to do, you know, we living in a season where you got to fight with two hands. You got your job and you got a second job, or you got your job and you got your side hustle. Let's talk about that. Now is the time to be working on your gifts because it can't stay this way forever. I'm watching prices of houses go down, interest rates go down, and if your man gets out of office, everything is going to change because really he was just the scapegoat. They pushed Dog to get in the office. They knew he wasn't all the way mentally capable. You know what I'm saying? because he was going to be the one to blame for the economy, but really he was the one to blame for a lot of people getting rich. Big Farm, a lot of other companies, you know what I'm saying? But right now, work on your gift. That's why I'm back at school for psychology. Work on a trade. Right now, instead of being so upset about what's going on with inflation and being upset with the news, and okay, how can you change that other than praying about it? Start building yourself up. Work on a skill. Go back to school. Get a trade. You know what I'm saying? Read some books. Get some knowledge. Start working on yourself. Because unless you can go talk to Congress yourself and make laws to change. Look, I told you, I drive truck 3 days a week. And, you know, they was pressing us 6 months ago to fill out the survey. Fill it out. I was like, why should I fill it out? Ain't nothing going to change. They said, Charlie, fill it out. Something could possibly change. I filled it out 6 months ago. Nothing changed. So then we have this system at our job where you can submit an idea to upper management. And if that idea gets approved and they implement that, then they pay you a certain amount of money. I said, hey, I got an idea, you know, for the truck drivers, because I'm a CDL driver. For the truck drivers, if we do X, Y, Z every day for 30 days, have no accidents, and, you know, we stick to a certain criteria, at the end of the month, give us all $500, because you haven't given us a raise. I've been there a year. You haven't given us a raise since I started. It's the same pay. Meanwhile, and I delivered to all the Starbucks. So meanwhile, Starbucks has raised their prices 5%, and we've got new stores and more responsibility at every store, which means that y'all getting more money, but y'all paying us the same. Okay, here's an idea. No accidents, no call-offs, and we deliver efficiently for 30 days, give us $500. I submitted that 3 months ago. I haven't heard nothing. So instead of me getting mad about it and complaining, all right, well, let me work on myself. Let me go back to school, read some books. You know what I'm saying? Let me work on the side hustle. Let me push this other part of me. Okay, so now, you know, I got a new agent now. I've done 2 commercials in the last month. Let me push that part, because I'm pushing this part. So at least I'll say this. Try to push that part. If it don't happen, okay, now push yourself. Or maybe do both at the same time. I pushed. Hey, I had meetings. We should get more money. Here's an idea. Okay, now y'all not listening to me. Okay, well, let me push myself. Go back to school. Let me push myself. Get an agent. Get back in commercials. Because now they don't care nothing about the jab no more. Okay, let me do that. Let me work on myself. Let me spend time with my kids. Maybe, because sometimes roadblocks and things that are happening, discomfort is a sign from God to do something else. That's why, like I said earlier, I don't press when people leave my life or my organization or something that I put together. Like, sometimes people leave for a reason. So instead of getting mad about people leaving, why are they leaving? What is it with me? So instead of getting mad at my job or all this other stuff, like, okay, I work in the transportation industry. It all sucks to me. I'd much rather be just doing what I love to do. Stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? Theater. TV shows. Film. Okay, but they wouldn't. There was a roadblock set up. They wouldn't let me. At the height of me doing what I was doing, it all shut down in 2020. And the only way they said I could participate unless I took a jab. So that's a roadblock. That ain't got nothing to do with me because I'm not taking it. So now I got to do something else. But it's like, dang, God, why would you, at the height of, I just did Star Trek, why would you shut that door? And it's like, I can sit here and be mad about it, or I can, all right, during the shutdown, I wrote a book. I started doing online videos. I did comedy shows in backyards. You know what I'm saying? I went and got my CDL license. Now I'm back in school. It's like, instead of me being mad about things I can't control, let me just work on myself. Let me go spend time with some family. Let me love on people. Let me learn to love myself again. Let me learn about me. I got in therapy during COVID for 3 years. There's a huge benefit. Like, oh, that's why I keep jacking up. Oh, that's what's going on with me. Oh, what does it look like for you to turn that energy and work on yourself? Not blame yourself, not be ashamed, but instead of pressing things that you can't control. Is there anybody in this chat or listening to this right now can call the president and say, hey, this is what I want you to do about inflation. Change it right now to get changed tomorrow. So we fussing about things we can't control. We can pray, we can vote. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you can start a podcast and have a discussion about it, or start a group, or talk to a lobbyist. Maybe there's some things that you can do, but that will still take time. In the midst of that time, what about you can you work on so when everything turns around, you at your highest and best use to be effective and a game changer in this world when the tables turn. It can't stay this way forever. You know, when everything crashed in 07, 08, 09 housing industry, you know what I'm saying? It was at a height, then it crashed. If you look at history of the economy and the housing industry and all this in finance, it's this. That's why you got to have multiple streams of income. That's why you got to have your hands in different pots, because it's like one will be low, high, economy goes up, down. You know, it's nothing new under the sun. Work on yourself. Spend more time doing that instead of staring at what's going on the news, man. We know people crazy. We know the world is crazy. There's a lot of tension going on. People getting beat up. People getting beat up in Canada. It's okay to look at it for entertainment, but don't let it consume you. You know what I'm saying? You know, doggone well it's people that you know that's posting pictures of them being out of town and they live at home with their parents. You gotta just let people be great, man. Let them be great. Work on yourself. You know, it's people complaining all the time about people who left their life or left whatever's going on. Why'd they leave? I ain't never made one complaint on here about anybody that ever left my life. If somebody leaves, it's for a reason, man. Why not do the self-work to figure out what that reason is? I'm too busy working on myself to be overly concerned about what's going on with somebody else, man. I got to fix me. I can't fix me. I got to ask the God to reveal to me what I need to work on. And then some parts that I'm not smart enough to fix, God help me. Please, so that I can be effective in the kingdom to do what it is that I'm put on this earth to do. We only got a certain window of time. So think about that on the 4th and beyond. You listening to fireworks and hanging, you know, spend some time to hang out with the family. You know, check out the website, iamcharlienewhart.com. I love y'all because I love myself.